March is feeling like a rev-up month. We're seeing some solid-looking, though not quite mainline games coming from big names like Bungie, Pokemon, and Monster Hunter, some well-known brands that heretofore lacked a game of their own, such as on Carpenter. Some sequels to games which are pushing to just be that game. It's a decent batch of games, of course. You don't have to play all the games I list. You don't have to play any of them. I still love you. Chances are you haven't played at least one or two of these titles. Maybe March is the month to try something new. First up, we have Legacy of Kain, Defiance Remastered, coming out on March 3rd, developed by Crystal Dynamics and published by Aspyr. It's coming to Nintendo Switch 1 and 2, PS4 and 5, Xbox One, Series X and S, and Windows. And I wasn't sure whether to include Legacy of Kain Defiance, but something kept nagging me. This is the third remaster of the original trilogy. I never played the originals. It has some cult classic status now, though, I think. Even though the game itself may be a bit janky even for the time, it's got a weird Christian-y themed dark fantasy world to explore with vampires and angels. It also just feels very emblematic of retro games from that time with a really strong and defined action hero-y protagonist. There's also a new 2D side-scroller dropping at the end of the month. Next up we have Pilgrim EX, or EX, coming out on March 3rd, developed by Tribute Games, published by Universal City Studios. This is coming to Nintendo Switch 1, PS4 and 5, Xbox Series X and S, and Windows. And a Scott Pilgrim 2D side-scrolling beat-em-up is releasing based on the artwork from the original graphic novel. And Scott Pilgrim's bandmates are abducted by shadowy forces. A brand new brawling adventure begins. Looks like a cute game, if you're into that sort of thing. Number 3, we have Marathon, coming out on March 5th, developed and published by Bungie Software. This is coming to PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and Windows. Not really sure what to say about Bungie's new game. It seems to be a first-person shooter for people who really like neon. The game takes place on a mysterious planet, Tau Ceti 4, and focuses on PvP. Number 4, we have Pokemon Pokopia, coming out on March 5th, developed and published by Nintendo. And this is coming to just the Nintendo Switch 2. The new Pokemon spin-off game, Pokopia, looks interesting. Seems to be a home-building, farming type game. You play as a Ditto who has transformed into a human. I like to see Pokemon trying new things. I'm not sure this is really it for the series. I'm not seeing too much of a game here, and it seems like they could have put this on the Nintendo Switch 1 as well, but there you have it. That's the new Pokemon game. Number 5, we have Greedfall: The Dying World, coming out on March 12th, developed by Spiders and published by Nacon. This is coming to PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and Windows. This is actually the prequel to the first Greedfall game. It looks like a cool setting. It's got kind of a colonial fantasy vibe. The game features third-person RPG group action, which can be paused to take on more of a tactical approach and emphasizes story and player choices. Number 6, we have John Carpenter's Toxic Commando, coming out on March 12th, developed by Saber Interactive and published by Focus Entertainment. This is coming to PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and Windows. And Toxic Commando is an online co-op zombie game. Does not feature local co-op though, so you're gonna have to be online. Still, the zombie carnage looks pretty chaotic, and this is from John Carpenter's brand, I guess. You can play with up to 3 friends. Number 7, we have Solasta 2, coming out on March 12th, developed and published by Tactical Adventures, and this is coming just for Windows. Solasta is a tactical RPG based on the D&D rule set, though it's not actually a licensed part of the D&D lore, so it's got the official rule set, but not part of the D&D lore, but who knows, maybe they'll incorporate it someday. Expect lots of dungeon crawling and character interactions, create a party, you know the thing. Number 8, we have Monster Hunter Stories 3 Twisted Reflection, coming out on March 13th, developed and published by Capcom. This is coming to Nintendo Switch 2, PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and Windows. Monster Hunter Stories is the turn-based RPG version of the Monster Hunter franchise. Twisted Reflection tells the story of 2 nations on the path to ruin amidst the growing crystal encroachment faced in the lands of Azuria and Vernal. The discovery of a mysterious egg gives cause for hope. From the shell hatches a monster long thought to be extinct, Arathalos. Number 9, we have Crimson Desert, March 19th, developed and published by Pearl Abyss. This is coming to PS5, Xbox Series X and S, Windows, and Mac. Crimson Desert is the 5th epic fantasy game on this list, so big month for fantasy. This is coming out of South Korea, and it looks pretty neat. It's got a bit of everything, and the graphics look great. Combat looks good as well, and it is open world. Not sure about the depth of the fantasy yet, but there's dragons and giants and steampunk-like robots. Cliff can also climb and glide, which looks pretty epic, kind of Breath of the Wildy. Looks like a cool game.